Well, hello everybody. Happy Friday. Sprite, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, David.
End of January. Can you believe it? Where in the world did January 2020, what happened to it? Just absolutely amazing. Well, we thank everyone for being with us this great Friday. Hopefully we're going to have some fun. Isn't that good to have fun?
It's always good to have fun. We always have fun.
I tell you, around here sometimes you can't tell the fun from the non-fun because it happens so fast.
That's right. We have fun and we have work, and it's all kind of blends together. So
yes, and so we really have always, I would say, a unique experience here at Conde. We thank everyone out there for being part of our great Conde family. It grows bigger and bigger and bigger. We've had just an amazingly successful January, and want to thank everybody for being part of that. And one of the great things with the family is always the tremendous feedback we get, and from all the folks that give us good information about how we can serve you better. And so we appreciate that. I know we're going to start getting a lot of great feedback. My eyes just don't work as well as yours, Sprite.
well,
Because I bet you can read all that.
I can read all that. So we got a bunch of hellos and some people from Orting, Washington.
Yeah, special shout out to Jeff, and help me remember how to pronounce
Jeff Suno.
Yes, so Jeff, thank you for all you do to support us, and have so many folks out there that reach out. You know, one of our big supporters, Cheryl Kuchek, with her Sublimation group, and want to give a big plug for her with the upcoming Sublimation Summit. So stay tuned for when the registration opens. Sprite and I will both be part of that. So what are we going to talk about?
Well, so I don't have a new game this week, and I apologize, and that's what I get for saying that I'm going to do something on live, because now you all are going to call me on it. So we're going to play the same game that we always play. Next week, I will have a new game, I promise. It was just hard for me to get the logistics down. So we're going to have a new game next week, but this week we're going to do the same game that we always do. I've got a new thing that I'm going to try, and I'm going to try it live, so you guys go easy on me. But as always, I'm going to give away 2 art packs, and let's see. So today we are doing Big Game Gear Up, the Big Game Gear Up. So we all know that the big game is this weekend, and so to get you ready, I've got a couple of football-themed items. So 2 of you are already going to win the art packs, 1 lucky viewer on YouTube, 1 lucky viewer on Facebook, and if you share this video and we get the viewership up, I will give away 2 additional art packs. In addition to that, I'm going to be giving away a review winner, a gallery winner, and yeah, and we're gonna do something new.
And I'll tell you what, I still get a lot of great feedback from the Black Box, and Sprite, along with a couple other people, were the instrumental folks in picking out that contents. And I got to tell you, it's the biggest hit ever. And so if you buy a printer from us, you get a Black Box with it.
That's right.
That's a pretty good deal.
Well, the SG800, the SG400, and the SG811. So you're gonna get a free Black Box, free shipping. It's got all kinds of good stuff in it. It really does. It really does. So in talking about the printer sales, so we have a pretty big thing going on right now with the SG400. So we're going to do So we like to call it business in a box, but this is kind of take your business on the road. So with the SG400, with the purchase of an SG400, you're going to get, in addition to the bundle that we give you, you're going to get a copy of the Conde kiosk software for free and the black box. So if you're not familiar with the Conde kiosk software, go to Conde TV, check out some of our videos. It is a huge hit at every single trade show we go to. We have a line all the way around the booth, people waiting to make their stuff from their phone onto something tangible that they can take home, give to their loved ones. It is just an amazing, amazing piece of software. So right now, if you buy the SG400, you're going to get a black box, the Conde kiosk software, and some other extras in there too.
Yeah, so the kiosk software is really good for two things. It's good for somebody who has a storefront or somebody who is mobile. It does not require internet. You need to purchase a Wi-Fi router. We prefer the Netgear brand. And with that router, basically you allow mobile users, people with a phone, to connect to the Wi-Fi we've created with that router, and using a very simple FTP or simple web server, you can instantly upload a photo from your phone, from the client's phone, to your laptop. You'll have that file. It'll be the full resolution of the file that came from the phone. And literally in seconds, you're in a position to put that file on something that you can get money for. Isn't that the best part?
That is the best part.
Get money for.
When Jeff and I, we had a little booth at the flea market, and we sold phone cases. And for the longest time, and Jeff has a couple of great videos up on our Conde TV channel about him taking our business on the road. And for the longest time, we just had just a big kind of display, and you could pick which design, and then you could pick your colors. And then we kind of got super fancy, and we set the kiosk up, and we could take photos from our clients at the flea market and put their photos onto their phone cases, and it changed the game. It changed the game. So
no texting, email. You just connect to the Wi-Fi, type in the IP address of your laptop in your browser, whether it be Chrome or Safari, and you'll instantly get a little page where you can upload the file to your laptop where they can upload it. And if a person, for whatever reason, they're not maybe phone savvy, you just say, hey, I'll do it for you. And I think, you know what the hardest part to it is?
the actual, I don't know, I don't want to guess, I don't know, the sublimating?
The hardest part is picking out the darn photo.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
You know,
but
so people can get the mechanics of it easy, no big deal. But actually deciding what photo
and
is a little challenging.
I have a lot of people asking about the kiosk software part number, and if my girls could drop that link into the description.
Now, yeah, please do. Now, don't go off and buy the kiosk. I think we sell it for $200.
Well,
you know, don't buy it unless storefront or mobile. It's those are the two things you'll use it with. But if you're mobile, you need the kiosk.
oh, it's
and it
fantastic.
does not use internet. You don't need a hotspot. You know, you don't need anything like that, because it just establishes a peer-to-peer connection between the phone and your laptop. And all the kiosk really does is it gets that file from the phone and it puts it on the laptop, so then you can open it in your favorite software. You'll size it, and let's say you're at a fancy event at one of those events you love to go to?
Oh,
those deadhead events.
yeah.
You could have a fancy design template around the deadhead event, and you could drop that template, drop the photo into the template. If you're using Corel, you'd power clip it in, and suddenly you got something that's worth a lot of money, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And you know, the things you can do with the kiosk software are just unlimited. I mean, imagine, you know, going to like your niece or nephew's soccer game, and you know, you taking photos of them during the game, and then you can offer those photos onto different products for the moms and the dads and the fans and everybody. Super, super cool.
Now, the kiosk isn't going to allow you to fit a square peg into a round hole. So if there's no way the photograph would fit on a vertical substrate, well,
But that's why you get those design templates and you just pop it in there.
So yes, you can often do that. And so, you get the photo, and if it doesn't fit, let's say you're doing phone stands, which is one of my favorites. Well, we got a vertical phone stand, we got a horizontal one. So, no matter which photograph you're going to get, you're probably covered. But if you're going to a memorable event you're setting up there, then just pick out a couple of products and maybe a design template. Also remember, you got to have power if you set up in an event. So at the flea market, Jeff and Sprite, sort of worked their way into hierarchy to get power.
We did.
And it isn't something that you instantly get the credentials for. So you got to sort of work your way. I did my time at the flea market for a couple of years. It was amazing time, but I no longer, I think, could handle the heat and the cold.
Yeah, it was pretty extreme out there. So I have a recurring question, and I don't know where it's coming from. Somebody keeps asking me if I'm a twin, and no, I am not a twin. So
I wonder why they're asking
I don't know. I know that we have someone else in the industry that looks very similar to me, but she is not me. So she is not me.
So, in the new episode, new program called Picard from Star Trek, the latest episode is about synthetic human, and they're made in twins. So,
we should clone me though. That would actually
be sort of scary though. I mean,
for you.
So,
we have a couple of great things coming up. We have you will be in Santa Clara next week, the 7th and the 8th, for the NBM show. We'll be at booth 601. We've also got our coloring booth set up, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Kelly Jordan talks about green screen, and that is a great use of the kiosk as well, because you can use your phone to play green screen. Got videos to show you how to do that, and then you can instantly send it to your laptop by using the kiosk software. So if you're out taking photographs, then you can upload them to your laptop, so to speak, when you come back, or plug your phone in. There's a couple of ways to do that. But green screen is super cool. And the one I use on my phone is called GS Wizard. G as in George, S as in Sam, Wizard, and it is super cool. Green screen is awesome.
Hey Mom, just smash the like button. Thanks, Levite. Kimberly, so I have one 15-ounce template. It's for the Mug 15 US. I'm working on the other ones. Every single 15-ounce mug is different, so every single 15-ounce mug has to have a different template. But I am on it, and I've got the Mug 15 US done. So, okay.
Heidi asked, what's a SG11?
SG811 is the SG800 with the extended capacity inks in them. That's the way to go.
They're about double capacity, and they give you almost a 30% cost savings. Now, if you have an 800, you can mix and match to the extended inks anytime you feel like. So you could, for instance, buy the extended black cartridge, and so it's very flexible. It does significantly reduce the cost of ownership of the printer.
Yeah, and you said that about mixing and matching. So you can have a couple of standard capacities and a couple of high capacities all in the same thing. And no, there are no extended inks for the 400. Sorry. Okay. So in addition to Santa Clara, we're going to be in Irving in March, and I'm teaching a class. That's going to be Friday morning, I think at 10:30 on the 13th. That's right, it's Friday the 13th. I'm so excited. It's my lucky day. And David just did a great webinar today.
So it says March 12th. So
March the 12th is a Thursday, and then March the 4th.
So the show starts on a Thursday?
Yes, sir. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, that's good. That'll be a great show.
It's going to be a fun show.
And sort of a curious convention center as well. Santa Clara, everybody come out to Santa Clara. I'll be teaching, I guess, on the 7th, which is probably a Friday. We have not been to Santa Clara. I can't, maybe never.
Yeah, so, I know you're excited.
We are. And so please come out. You get my class. We'll provide you a coupon if you attend it. Come by the booth. We've got another coupon that is on the show flyer. So if you get your hands on the show flyer, you've got a coupon, and it's our thanks for coming by and visiting. The kiosk will be up and running. In the kiosk mode that we operate in, we auto print, and that means that, you know, there's no human involved. And the auto print works about 80% of the time. We don't auto print if you buy the kiosk or you get the kiosk software with the printer. Auto printing, if you're doing this for money, is not the right thing to do. You need to open the file and size it according to the product, do a great job, and then collect the money. But you can certainly come by and see us working our little hearts out with a huge mammoth line there, and it is so fun to watch the look on people's faces. You know, what in the world is this? Like it's some kind of magic, and it is, right?
It is magic, yeah.
And the folks that are experienced sublimators will do the same thing, because once you get hooked on sublimation, it's amazing technology.
Well, I think my face still now, like I'll do something here and I'm just like, wow, that is so cool. It's pretty cool.
We've had a lot of fun with the Lumishell jewelry. Every time I
man.
look at it, it's so gorgeous. So be sure to ask your Conde rep about Lumishell, or order it on the website. It's all up and running.
It is.
Right?
Everything is up. Everything's up. It's under jewelry, Lumishell. I have a lot of people asking about which trade shows we're going to go to, so you can go to our website over on the left-hand menu, and there's you can go to the website on the left-hand menu, and there is a spot for trade shows, and it'll tell you every trade show that we are going to this year. Okay, bye Raymond, good to see you, or speak to you, or thanks for watching for a minute. Okay guys, so on our forum, somebody did a full top to bottom ring bottom tumbler, and so, you know, I got in trouble, kind of, and so now I have to try it. And so I tried one, and it, you know, it turned out how I expected it to turn out. So we're going to do one live. We're going to do one live so you guys can see what actually has to happen for this. So I have a new, so you guys, I'm really excited about this. I have a new zoom camera. Look at that. Hey. So this is what it looks like. You know, I just took the template, I drug it all the way down, and you can see, you know, where it didn't make full contact. So we're going to try to make it a little bit better. We're going to try and do it a little better. So I've got my blank.
And also, I got Sprite, a new oven.
Oh yeah. So this is actually a new oven. It's pretty much the same as the other one. So the other one is a model 31108. This is a model 31105D. And it's basically the same thing. There's a couple changes. You guys know that the handle gets really hot and this back part gets really hot. Well, they've changed that to plastic, so it still gets pretty hot. And it has, I thought it had 2 convection fans, but I think it only has 1 convection fan. But so far it works really well. I haven't had an issue with it, I'm
So
sure.
we're just experimenting with some of the other Hamilton Beach ovens. Still looking for that one that is just ideal. This one is a little bit more expensive, and we're trying to figure out why.
Yeah, you know, I don't even know. All right, so let's see. I've got a top cam. All right, and we're gonna. So I've got my TUM 213, and I've got my design, and I did this design in all black so you guys could really see what's going to happen when you try to do this full bleed mug, this particular tumbler in a full bleed. And one of the things I did want to show you guys, let's go back to this zoom camera real quick, is you can see the spot on this mug that has the best tension is right through the middle, because the middle part of this mug is the widest part of this mug. So it's not like a really good conical mug where it's wider at the top and not as wide at the bottom. This one has an odd shape, so it makes it kind of difficult. So you can see all the way around there in the center, it looks pretty good, but down here and up here, you get some issues. Thanks for my zoom camera, David. This is the best. All right.
You're
okay.
welcome.
Back to it. All right, so just like we do any kind of mug, we're just going to wrap it around and tape it. Now I'm going to tape it in the center first. I'm going to pull it nice and tight and tape it in the center. Okay.
Yeah, it's obvious that it lifted up in those areas, and the question is what's the solution for making it tight?
So, and I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a lot of space here, so it's not flush on the bottom, and then it's also not really flush on the top, but it's flush here in the center.
What if we remove some of the excess? Yeah.
So, what we're going to try, and now now I'm doing all of this just for you guys live. So, this is the first time. So, if you cut it, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to take it and kind of tighten it over on itself. Use a piece of tape. Tape it down. So, we're just going to do that over and over and over again. We'll see how effective this is going to be. But the ladies that did these cups on our forum, they looked fantastic. And you know, I'm not one to be shown up. Well, I knew David was going to see them, and then I knew I was going to have work to do. So
I have full faith in you that you will figure it out.
yeah, I probably.
Obviously, you could ask them, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, we had a conversation about it. So I think I would probably do better with like an X-Acto knife instead of a pair of scissors, because that way I could go up a little bit higher. All right, so I've got the bottom nice and snug. All right, you guys see that now? It's pretty snug there on the bottom. But I've got a couple of gaps here. I've got like maybe a little gap there. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for the top. Just cut a slit.
So if folks aren't familiar, what we're doing is we're doing drinkware, and you could do other products as well, with a countertop convection oven using a technology called SubliShrink. And this is an alternative to using a mug press. It's more flexible than a mug press. And it's an alternative to the traditional mug wraps that we have sold for 20 plus years. And so it's an amazing technology that has been very successful with allowing you to decorate more. Like on an 11-ounce mug, you could decorate essentially everywhere on the mug, including underneath the handle, and you can put a portion of a transfer even on the handle and decorate a portion of it. So it's really just exciting technology, and it goes to really the theme of sublimation. You know, every day we need to do it better, we need to do it more, and certainly want to do it for a lower cost. And putting all these elements together, what do they add up to? Well, it's a better product, and it's worth more. So my goal today, I would say that I've long ago transitioned into being the sublimation evangelist, and get out there and preach to our industry to do exciting things. And I think long ago, Sprite certainly drank the sublimation coffee, didn't you?
You know, somebody commented the other day how you've changed your saying. All right. Yeah, I know. So a full bleed on the SSWG12, the wine glass would be good too. So somebody asked me, somebody on Facebook said, why don't you just adjust the template? Well, because of the wide part in the middle, and then it's thinner at the top and thinner at the bottom. So you have to make the paper curve in two different directions, and you just can't do that with a two-dimensional piece of paper. So, and
yeah,
right.
It's a problem that in school we would call the Mercator projection problem, and it's how do you, for instance, put a flat map on a round Earth? You can't do it. Something's got to give. You got to make some parts of the Earth bigger and some parts smaller, but you can't do it accurately because a non-flat surface will not map onto a flat surface.
All right, here we go. Zoom camera. So I let it all kind of get tight, and then I just tighten it up. Okay. This thing doesn't sound very good. All right, so we've got that done. I'm going to stick it in the oven for 6 minutes. But you can, well, you know what? Now I have too much fun with my Zoom camera. So you guys can see, I can already tell here I'm going to have a white spot. Here I'm going to have a white spot, here. So anywhere that the paper is kind of bunching off of the template, I'm going to have a little bit of a gap. But you know what? This one is going to do much better than the last one did. Okay, so.
One of the theories we want to try is we do have some 3D sublimation films, and it's possible that those films might conform better.
Okay, stick it in the oven.
You got it standing up? Okay, there
Yeah,
it is.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, one of the things that is absolutely critical with using an oven for sublimation, really, is two things. Number one is don't use it for food. So it's your dedicated sublimation oven. Number two is you must use an internal thermometer. You cannot trust the knobs on your oven.
No, and what I've been seeing a lot of is, you know, so if you're getting scorching or burning on one side or the top of your mug as opposed to the bottom. So I've seen a couple of different things. I've seen people doing mugs and this side consistently will be burned. Well, obviously either the back or the front of your oven is getting hotter than the back or the front, so you need to flip it halfway. I've seen people that have the top of their mugs burned. If that's the case, flip it over halfway. So, you know, the ovens that we use are brand new. I mean, I think we've used this one, we've had it for like 4 or 5 days. So, you know, eventually the heating elements are going to go out. It's not going to be as consistent. The fan's not going to push as hard. So, you know, it really does. It pays to have a really nice oven, but it is imperative that you have the internal thermometer. The theme at the Long Beach show, people would come up to me and say, I can't get my SubliShrink to work. What am I doing wrong? And I would say, do you have an internal thermometer? And every single time they said no. You have to know, like David said, you're not going to know just because the knob says 400 doesn't mean it's actually at 400 degrees.
Yeah, we have a couple of big ovens in our lab, and we even have 2 thermometers in there, so we can watch it and sort of see what it's doing. But ultimately, if you're having a problem such as this, where one side is obviously getting a different amount of heat, there is not a fix at the printer, there's not a fix at the computer, there's not a fix with the SubliShrink. It's an oven issue, and it is a little bit challenging to fix because you've got to deal with inconsistent heat. So it'd be like a flat press, that part of the press is not operating at the right temperature. You know, you know, it's not something you can snap your fingers and fix.
No, it's you know, just like cooking. But actually, it's even more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's more precise than cooking, because cooking you can kind of get away with it. This, it needs to be perfect.
Because you can make a judgment call as you're cooking. So ultimately, it's something that is, in my opinion, it's very much worthy to master. And, you know, we went through a lot of ovens before we sort of settled on the Hamilton Beach ovens. And I don't really know who started that trend. I guess that was just pushing the little shopping cart.
That was, yep, that was, I went to Walmart and it fit.
And so we tried this one. We originally thought that it might be a little bit taller, that it might be a little bit bigger. By the way, we'll have Sprite's Easy Bake Oven at Santa Clara, so you can come by and see it. Sprite will not be there, unfortunately, but she was with us at the Impressions Expo in Long Beach a few weeks ago. Fantastic to have her there. So, but we'll have the oven. Because a lot of people are confused when they see our drinkware with the SubliShrink on it. What's the next step? And it's to, of course, put it in the oven.
Okay, so while this is cooking, I am going to do our very first, well, our second product. So this is TUM 213. This is our white 20-ounce ring-based tumbler. I had a question, are any of the tumblers available with a straight side or shape? And yes, Karen, we don't have them in right now, but our TUM 217, TUM 218, one of our most popular tumblers, should be in a couple of weeks. Those are straight up and down.
We ran out before Christmas, and we apologize. Our new shipment should be in momentarily. The ladies love them.
The men love them too.
You know, again, it's probably not my cup of tea.
Well, you're a strange one, David.
But because it's not a manly kind of tumbler, but it is very nice looking.
So only sell the octagon base ones to the men, and only sell the straight ones to the women.
And
Don't
so
listen
for
to this
Mardi
guy.
Gras, in Mardi Gras, you gotta help me out, get with Todd on the design, make sure it all looks good for my Mardi Gras ball,
Are we telling everybody now?
which is February 19th, and I'm going to do a large quantity of, which tumbler is it?
I think it's this one actually, the ring base.
Is this one?
I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
it's that one right there. And my daughter is going to be queen
Yay!
of the ball, February 19th, and we are so excited. And so you know, probably ought to share a picture or two at some point. But we're very excited.
Yes, I'm very excited, and I'm very, very excited. Okay, so Leela, you can totally use a mug press if you want to. We're just doing full bleed wrap around if you want it. So we're on a ceramic mug, like a ceramic mug 11, you would go about 13 minutes in the oven. On the mug press, you would go, I think, like 4.5 minutes. So, but you can do multiples in the oven. You can also go full under the handle, on the handle. So, and the parade, well, you don't parade, do you? It's 50 Funny Fellows, and the lids are interchangeable.
It's a mystic organization there, but I guess you said it anyway, right?
I'm not in these things. I just go to the parties.
So if you know, for a mug press is incredibly handy, and continue using it for 11 ounce, 15 ounce, things that are straight, all those kinds of things, works great. But as you move to the oven, you have a couple advantages. You can obviously decorate more of it, and number two is depending on the size of your oven, you can decorate more things at the same time.
You guys see how it's starting to sublimate through it? That means it is done. It is done. It is.
That is one of the cool things you can do is look at it, and you can see that the sublimation gas has made its way out of the back side of the paper and is headed into the SubliShrink. So good indication that it's time to take it out.
Okay, moment of truth. You guys.
Well, that is
slightly more
much better.
successful. Slightly more successful on this one. All right, let me put my glove on so I don't burn myself.
I love that color.
We still have a lot of white areas where the paper kind of bunched up, but yeah, I mean, that's full top to bottom. So I think if I would have prepared a little more and cut before I stuck it on there, because as I was cutting with the scissors, I couldn't go up deep enough. So I think if I would have ran my cuts maybe up to the midpoint, maybe 1, 2, maybe do 3 cuts on the bottom and 3 cuts on the top, it would have looked a lot better. But
so bottom line is,
you can do it.
This is great motivation to perfect a technique that's going to work. And I think given a little bit of time, that's exactly what our goal would be. I can't promise that we're going to be 100% successful, but we're certainly going to push the limits, because that's what we're here to do.
Okay. All right, so I've got socks, and
This is great for the game.
They are. Thank you. Yes, that was my plan. So this is my second design. This is my Eagles design, and I took my design and I just folded it in half. I'm going to take my SubliShrink, and
And by the way,
my
one of the
Pro
socks that we sold tremendous quantities of, and I think we were sold out for Christmas, was I think the sock 46, and it is back in stock. So we're excited. So if you've got some on back order, just let your Conde rep know to get those headed your direction. The Sublime socks, if you're not familiar with those, they are a true breakthrough in technology because they come with a built-in jig. So just an awesome product. So we're pushing the limits of the press over here, Sprite, I guess.
Yep.
So there are many questions people ask, and I'm sure I'm missing some of them. But one of the questions is somebody says, hey, I've got a SG400. Obviously, the paper that you put in the tray, you can extend up to legal 8.5 by 14. But with the bypass tray, we can print longer. So I have paper, for instance, cut. It's a standard size paper. It's 8.5 by 21, and that would allow you to do longer substrates like socks, like lanyards, like neckties. So that's what we're doing, is always trying to extend the capability of these printers.
Kelly, I see your question. She wants to know if Conde Design is going to subscription.
We've had a, so CondeDesign.com is our library of patterns and designs that Sprite and her crew. She now has a crew that is expanding to do more and more designs. It's a lot of fun. And we've contemplated going to a subscription model, and I have said, let's do it, and we just need to push the button and do it.
Yep.
And that way, for one monthly fee, you can access all the designs, and our licensing is about as relaxed as you get. We really don't care as long as you don't sell the actual digital design. You can use it, whatever. It's a lot of fun. Plus, we take requests. So if you let us know what you're looking for, we can do it. But we just need to go ahead and push the button and get that taken care of. So thanks for reminding me. I need to find out if the folks are ready to transition. So is that something you would like, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
And also Kelly, and then there was another Kelly that said the same thing. Okay, all right, so I got my sock. So I made my sock sandwich, and I did one side 370 degrees for 50 seconds, and then I did the other, I just flipped it over, and I did the other side 370 degrees for 50 seconds. All right.
It is important that you lower your temperature, and just like the oven, I think it's very important that on a routine basis you check your press's temperature. If you overcook the socks, you will destroy the elastic part of the sock.
Oh, and I forget that my thing is there. So there we go. So this is the eagle pattern.
That looks really good.
Yep.
And the best part is that using the built-in cardboard jig, you greatly minimize any seams that you normally would see. So how did our seams do on that one?
I should have increased my pressure. I was hoping you weren't going to say anything. Yeah, I should have. Mine actually have seams, and you guys have seen. Normally I do these. They do not have seams at all. I just didn't use enough pressure.
So is the reason there is lack of pressure?
It is.
Okay.
It is absolutely. And let me just go ahead and do it again.
So lack of pressure.
We'll just keep it at heat.
So obviously we're sandwiching the transfer, so there's ink sort of everywhere. And if we push that ink into the fabric, we should be able to do a pretty good job of doing it. You know, these kind of tricks, you know, work pretty good like on huggers. But ultimately, with a pre-sewn hugger, you're always going to have a little bit of a seam. There's no way that we have come up with a way to eliminate that seam. Many people have come up with techniques. One of the techniques is to twist the hugger a little bit before you press it, so the seams are sort of up and down, and that works a little bit, certainly. So, you know, all sorts of things. You know, a lot of the great advice and solutions we get obviously comes from you folks, and we very much appreciate the feedback to help us with sort of being the broadcaster of great suggestions.
The broadcaster of great suggestions. You should put that on your resume.
Yeah, along with what's our favorite saying from my son Finch? Don't hate,
sublimate.
Sublimate.
That's right.
We got many other sayings over the years.
Okay, so we're gonna repress this, and I'll show you guys the seam.
So she was asking, Maria Taylor was asking the time of temp. I think it's about 370
for 50 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to your individual press, different presses put out a certain amount of heat. And to some extent, just like big cooking stove, big burners are going to put out more heat, and that's actually what cooks your food, right? Not the temperature, it's the heat. So ultimately, this is where a documentation process works really well. You document your successes, your failures, and then you can tune. And then when you've nailed in your instructions, you've got them written down there.
And the socks are SOCK47, SOCK 47. And thanks for sharing this video, because we have plenty of viewers, and so that's going to be two. Sorry, I hit my mic.
The counts are very nice, yeah.
Two winners on YouTube and 2 winners on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. I love this hugger. What model number is that hugger?
This is Hug 4, and I like this hugger too because it can fit your new skinny cans or your bigger cans.
So it's a wrap-around Velcro kind of hugger. Really cool. And one of those kind of products that over the years has just been tuned to work well with sublimation.
Okay, so we're going to go to my front camera, and I'm going to show you guys the difference a little bit of pressure can make. So this is the first one that I did, and then this is the second one. So you can see my blacks are a little bit blacker, my red is a little bit redder, and then also I don't have a seam on this one. So we're going to take them both out, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So like David said, it does come with the cardboard jig.
And you could leave the cardboard jig in for if you were in a retail environment, just punch a hole and sell it.
All right, so first up, the one I didn't use enough pressure on. There's my seam right there. You can see that. Still looks really good though, still looks really good. And then here we go. This is the one that I just did. And you can see what seam, right?
No seam.
No seam. So yeah, just make sure you're using enough pressure, and that's it. So
one of the big trends in socks that I've seen from our clients, and you can see a lot of those trends on the client gallery, is that the two socks don't match. They're completely different.
Yeah.
And is that a millennials thing or what? I wonder, you know?
That's a zennial thing, those kids.
Those
crazy
kids.
Guys. Okay.
And by the way, you know, we love for you to post reviews. We love to hear about what you think about products. But the best part of a review is share it with folks and make a commentary. For instance, you could say what markets you sold the product into, what was your selling price, whether you did, say, wholesale fulfillment where you made them and somebody else ultimately sold them. You know, please do that. And I think we even got a way to thank folks that share their reviews with us.
We do, which we're going to get to that in a little bit. Okay, so like David said, this is one of his favorite huggers, also one of my favorite huggers. This is the Hug 4. This is a neoprene wraparound Velcro hugger, so it fits those, what's the new thing all the millennials are drinking? White Claw. They fit White Claws. Ugh, gross. All right, so I've got a houndstooth pattern that says Go Team on it, because you know you can't copyright infringe anything, so it just says Go Team. And who are you pulling for in the Super Bowl?
You know, I just want to have a good, exciting game.
You just want everybody to have fun
and enjoy the commercials. How about that?
There we go.
Right?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to line it up. I cut my design out to make it a little easier for me to line it up. So you can see I have it just trimmed out, and I'm just going to, I kind of use my fingers to find out where it is, so where the edges are, and then I'm just going to line it up, stick it on
I think
there.
I'm gonna watch and see which team Barron's pulling for. You know.
I bet that Barron is you know what? You should probably pull for the team whose city you're going to next week.
You know, that's probably a wise thing, but we got two great teams.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
All right.
You know, I love college football. About my favorite NFL team, of course, is the New Orleans Saints, and second would be the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, that's a matchup right there. Okay, so we're going to do this 400 degrees, 60 seconds, medium pressure.
Yeah,
and I
this
was supposed to do a 20-second pre-press, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's okay as long as you lint rolled it.
I did. I lint rolled it. 65.
Should do just fine. You know, pre-pressing products, you know, obviously waste time because you've got to pre-press it, let it cool down. But some products, especially products that are complicated, like this, multiple layers, multiple materials, probably would benefit from pre-pressing. So that, but you know, the linen, for instance, incredible bestseller. You really want to pre-press it because it tightens a little bit, and that tightening, if you don't do that, then you're going to see a little bit of a halo around it. And so this is where it comes down to documentation. So if you're being your critic and you're documenting it, I can't always promise that we'll have the answer, but very often, you know, one of our folks will, or the great folks that help out on our forums will instantly point out what caused that. Also want to emphasize about drying your transfer. More and more and more, we're seeing that is absolutely essential to dry your transfer. Wow, turned out good.
Did turn out pretty good.
Golly.
Says, go team. Okay. Zoom camera. Guys, I'm never going to have to leave the back of this little spot again. So it says, go team, and it's got the houndstooth, and it fits on my Sprite, so you guys don't know that I'm actually drinking a Sprite.
Sprite for Sprite.
Sprite for Sprite. Okay, so good. All right, hug 4. Done.
All right.
Finito.
Put it in your pocket, put it in your purse. What
Yeah.
a flexible hugger.
And you can like,
you know,
roll
stands
it.
out a
Oh,
little bit
what
from the
a-
crowd.
What a good idea. Like, roll it up and put it in your pocket. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Got
Next.
a bunch of different huggers for everything from those solo cups to the thin cans, the small cans, to you name it. We probably got a hugger for it.
We're having a little bit of a rivalry on our YouTube comments. It's just football, guys. It's just football. I absolutely love these. This is a very underrated product. This is our table topper. This is U7783. This is our round table topper. It has a cork back, so we're going to do something really special with the cork here in a second. And it also has a peel coat, so let's peel it off. I'm going to stick my design underneath my
Yeah, let's
open
talk
heat
about
press.
peel coats. So sometimes new folks especially may not understand if a product has a peel coat or not. If you're unsure, you can put it under your heat press, put a cover sheet, and just press it for 20 or 30 seconds. If it does have a peel coat, it's now going to be stuck to the paper. Peel it off. The way Sprite just did that is the way I recommend is you, instead of using your fingernails and potentially damaging the edge, you put a corner under the heat press, hold it there 5 seconds or so. It's going to soften that peel coat to allow you to peel it off, and you'll be good.
And you'll be good. So I have a suggested retail for the knee-high socks. So the socks have a huge margin because, well, they have
Huge
a
variation in selling price.
Right, yeah, because you can sell those socks. I've seen them anywhere from $15 to $40. So that's
Absolutely.
excessive. Well, it's not excessive. It's just it's a
all
large
about
margin.
it's all about the design. It's all about your sales and marketing. You know, are you selling your products like you're at the flea market? Or are you selling them like you're an upscale boutique? And I would say probably with socks, the more outlandish your design is,
The more money.
they're going to be worth more.
My niece, a couple of years ago for Christmas, she bought her whole office socks with her face on it, and they said it was the best gift anybody's ever given them. So, you know, just funny.
So if I was going to have a pair of socks right now, I would have one that was the Barron sock, one that was the Brinkley sock.
See, it's
isn't
not a
that wild?
millennial thing, is it?
You know, and how exciting, because I love to, on my cover here, my phone cover, I have, you know, pass it over there and
Oh,
show it
yeah.
on the thing.
You guys can
I
see.
have the photo of when Baron was a puppy, and
Hey, baby.
now Baron is 1 year old and probably 13 months old, and he is now I think at least 140 pounds. Just amazing.
He weighs more than
I
I
have
do.
to show him this picture real quick. Who love to show off your dog, right?
He is a gigantic dog. I mean, he's almost a bear. He really is almost a bear. So that is David's wife, Monica, and that is Mr. Barron, and he's gigantic. He's so big, I don't know how we would ever bring him back for alive.
We are going to bring him. And he has not a single aggressive bone in his body. His method of handling, you know, challenges is to bark. So
Same.
it's just amazing.
All right, guys, so we're going to do this table topper. I've wrapped my paper around it and taped it to the cork, just kind of a preference. So this is hardboard, so this is U7783. We're going to do this for 1 minute, 15 seconds, medium pressure, 400 degrees.
Probably I'd suggest minute 30. That's my favorite temperature of all. I mean, time is a minute 30, but something like that. As the product gets bigger, it obviously takes longer to cook, and you do want to use, you know, medium pressure. Just tweaking things a little bit there, Miss
Yeah.
Sprite.
As
As
always. Now
always.
you're making me nervous.
All right.
Baron is a half St. Bernard,
Half
half
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot about either breed of those, even though my dad was a veterinarian. They're not common breeds down here where it stays in the 100 degrees with 100% humidity, 100. But apparently these are really cold weather dogs. Baron has no problem getting in the pool when it's freezing and playing around a little bit. So cold obviously doesn't bother him.
Okay, so I've got a couple seconds left on that, and then I've got 2 more things, and then that's
And we will have,
it.
we'll have to work in issue to show all the neat stuff that we're doing for Mardi Gras. And if you're not doing Mardi Gras stuff, do it. You know, even if you're in an area that's not popular, I think it's so much fun. Everybody have their own Mardi Gras day and make stuff like could be coasters, could be huggers, you know, you name it. What fun and just super cool to do some Mardi Gras. I think whatchamacallit, was he doing some Mardi Gras artwork?
I think so.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I think so, but
I thought
think
he was
got
doing
turned.
something. Wow.
So
Oh,
go
cool.
team.
Cool.
So if you guys are
A
familiar,
little bit of an LSU slant there, I do
well,
believe.
it's kind of a Saints thing actually.
Okay, could be Saints.
Because so these are fleur de lis, and this
That'll
is,
look beautiful in the center of your table with your chip bowl on it, or whatever. Just think of that, and of course, obviously, you know, the game is Sunday, so you know, probably not going to do too much between now and then. But think about all the cool things you can do for the entire year with all the special events from weddings. Gosh, weddings are so cool to sell into, but it could be birth announcements, it could be doggy related, in my case, you know, but you name it. Graduation could be coming up before we blink our eyes. So you got lots of opportunities to sell into, and some opportunities, you know, everybody's going to spend more money than others, and so, but pick obviously events like that you have a passion for, like, you know, we love our Mardi Gras down here.
Yes, we do. All right, you can have your fancy schmancy pen back. Okay, so one of the things I've been telling you guys to do, I'm sorry, I thought you could see David. You couldn't see David, you could see
It's
me
okay.
writing. one of the things I've been telling you guys to do is to brand the back, to brand the cork. So we're going to do that right now.
So Holly asked about, can you use the table topper for hot plate? You can, and it will hold up extremely well. So many years of doing all this. Most of the questions you're going to ask we've seen before, not all obviously, and especially the Unisub holds up extraordinarily well. So yes.
All right, so to do the back, I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the front. So I need a new piece of paper.
So a person asked about what product is this? We call it our table topper. Do you know the part number?
Yes, it is U7783.
And I think it comes in a couple of different sizes.
Yep.
And maybe a couple of different shapes.
We have we have 3 shapes. We have a round, we have a rectangle, and we have a square.
Good deal.
So.
And I want to come out with one that's just a big placemat, rectangular placemat. But if you're not doing placemats, probably should, like linen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't bring a pen.
We talk about all the different markets you can sell into. I did a webinar with Jimmy Lamb regarding selling into, we just picked a sort of a random kind of situation, and so it was selling to a B&B, and you start in the front yard, with a garden flag, a floor mat, door hangers, stuff for the table, door hanger, key fobs, souvenir mugs, coasters. You have a wealth of stuff, and the best thing about a business to business is, a B&B, you're going to be selling to them. They're going to use the product or sell it for you, and you're just doing replenishment kind of things. But it's great. If you're selling into Mardi Gras now, there are a tremendous number of B&B operating facilities there in the New Orleans area, and their Mardi Gras is unbelievable. Ours is more family oriented, smaller, more sedate. They go full bore.
Okay,
wow.
I know.
That's
I've got some really good questions. So when you spray the Pro Spray, you spray it right on the design, and you want to make sure that your Pro Spray nozzle is clear. So we have a lot of videos. You just clean it with acetone, and you can't press the top and the bottom at the same time because it's not a good conductor of heat, and so you're getting uneven heat on the bottom than you are on the top. And Rhonda had a really great idea about putting a recipe on this. Really, really cute idea. Okay, guys, so this is what I've got. This is cute. So I've got my Go team on the front, and then, like I always say, somebody's going to see this, they're going to want it, they're going to want to buy it, so they're going to pick it up and they're going to look on the bottom, and here's your reorder information on the back of it.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
So I did the back for the same instructions as I did the front. Okay.
That's so cool. One of the tips that I wrote many years ago in my 101 Tips and Tricks for Sublimation Success was make sure your name is on everything you do, or in the case you're selling it through somebody else at the bed and breakfast, then you would put their name. If it's something that you're doing custom, for instance, like a name badge, you could put your reorder code on the back so that when they want to order more, they don't have to ask many questions. But always think about how you can communicate to whoever ultimately gets the product, which is very often somebody different than bought it, where they can get more of these things. Get your name out there, get famous fast, and take advantage of it. Another great tip is that when you make products like this, take a picture of them and post it everywhere. Post it on Facebook, Instagram, potentially if you have a storefront, put it on the TV to show people, because you're never going to have enough space, so to speak, to show everybody all the things that you can get. And let's face it, it's the artwork that sells products.
So yes, and Kimberly says, wouldn't you typically do the back first so your front doesn't fade? And absolutely, Kimberly, you are correct. You always want to do the brand first because it doesn't matter if the brand fades. You want to keep that top design really nice and crisp. So yes, and then I had another, can you sub the bottom of a mug and put your name on it? So Kelly, we sell the Mates material, which is a permanent adhesive sticker, and it's dishwasher safe and all that good stuff because they don't coat the bottom of the mugs, but we do make a sticker for you.
So yeah, the answer is you can't sublimate to the bottom of the mug because it really is, if you feel the bottom, what you're feeling there is the what they call, it's ceramic, but it's, forget the word for that, ceramic. But bottom line is the rest of the mug is glazed with glass, and then the sublimation coating is on top of the glaze. So it is unglazed and uncoated. So the Mate stickers are amazing. We have sheets of them, and so maybe one of those little cookie puncher things that you see in the craft industry, you could punch out a sticker, sublimate to the sticker, put it on the mug, and once that adhesive sets, it's dishwasher safe. It is a vicious industrial adhesive.
I don't know the number for the sticker for the mug. If somebody could drop that in the comments, that would be
Yeah, it's really a
great.
sheet, and then we also have it in rolls, but it's a sheet that you're gonna stamp out. And you should stamp it out and then sublimate it, not sublimate it and stamp out. The material is very difficult to sublimate a whole sheet. It's just too difficult. So you want to sublimate the small labels. A long time ago, the Mates folks used to have some really cool oval shaped, even had them in holographic designs. But ultimately, what's available now, I think pretty much is white and clear, and you'd probably want to go with the white.
Oh.
So I think if you go to the website and type in the search, type in Mates space adhesive, that's going to identify the Mates products.
That's hot. Okay, so I've got, while David was talking, I did my second to last thing. This is our linen placemat. This is our large one. This is JDW747. I did this with a 30-second pre-press, 400 degrees, 60 seconds. So, and this is also my final design. So it says touchdown, and it's got a little, what is that called? A little monogram on it. And so that looks really cute. So, you know, a little sports theme, whatever.
And these are
the back if you
double-sided,
wanted, that's
and
right.
you can, so, hey, you could sublimate each team, one on one side of the other. And
That's right. So, you know, during halftime, if somebody starts losing or winning, you can be like, just kidding, I'm actually a fan. All right, so that's my linen placemat. Okay, last but not least, I have made a mess
I think
back
this
here.
is going to be my favorite here.
Ooh, we'll see, hopefully. Okay, this is the linen apron. This is a this is JDW743. Okay, so we're going to do a bunch of different placements on this. We're going to play around with it. So the first thing I always want to do is lint roll and pre-press. So I'm going to put this on my press. Let me change so you
And
guys
these
can
are
see this.
very nice aprons.
So I'm going to put this on my press, and I'm going to hang any of my strings and kind of metal pieces off.
Got a nice front pocket there.
It does. It does. So we're going to lint roll and pre-press.
So one of the folks asked a question as we're doing it, can you sublimate twice, is sort of the question she asked. And the answer is, I would say cautiously yes, you can. And if you do it right, usually you can't see any change with, you know, from the first sublimation as you sublimate the second. But I would say it would greatly be preferred not to pre-sublimate a product and then come back and do it a second time. I can't think of a really good reason, because, you know, obviously you got to print a transfer. Why not just print the whole transfer? But there are people that try to sublimate to very large items, and then they do it twice. I've seen people do it with the car mats, floor mats, all sorts of things where, you know, they are indeed doing it twice. Sometimes you can get buy the banner paper for like the 800, which would be 13 by whatever length, and people will print a long transfer, and then you're pressing a section of it, moving it through, pressing another section without really messing with the transfer, and I've seen that do fairly well. It's not perfect, but fairly well. So there's a lot of fantastic innovators out there in the sublimation trenches. How about that?
In the trenches.
Get in the sublimation trench
Fairly accurate.
And stay out there.
and cover up. Yes, always cover up your transfer and your substrate and your heat press.
Yes, and you could buy, people always ask us, where do you buy the cover paper from? Great sources are Sam's Club. If you've got a membership there, I'm not positive if Costco has it, probably do. Also, I'm told Uline is a good source for that. You know, it's really, it's hard to go wrong there. Whoa, nice.
It does look good. Okay, so I've got this part done, right? But I'm not finished yet. So
this would be an example of sublimating twice.
this is, well, so I'm going to use, let me switch my camera view. So I'm going to do probably like 4 presses. I don't know. I'm trying something new here. David always pushes me to go big or go home, and so I'm trying to go home, but I'm going to go big instead. So I'm going to do the pocket here, right? So I've got the pocket. So I just hung what I just sublimated off the press. I'm going to hit it again because I've kind of got this line where the press was sitting earlier. So I'm going to do the pocket, and then I'm also going to do a fleur-de-lis here, and then one on either edge. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow,
and,
cool.
And I'm going to brand it. Okay. So I want to use a brand new piece of protective paper because my other protective paper has kind of an image on it, and I don't know if you guys can see that, and I don't want that going back onto my apron. So we're going to press.
So this is a pre-press step.
This is the pre-press that I didn't
because
lint roll.
this area you didn't hit before.
That's correct, yes. All right, so I'm just going to go real quick. All right. Okay, so I've got a name, and I just kind of measured it out, so I'm going to pro spray. And I saw somebody say, my tiles would be so sticky if I was spraying like Sprite was spraying her pro spray. And yes, we have carpet that gets cleaned every single day, so that's why I just spray willy-nilly. Normally, if we're in the lab where we have hard floors, we have like a box, a big cardboard box, and we spray into the cardboard box. So.
Yeah, and the other day, I forget who here suggested it, but it just shows all the innovation. And I've got to check this out, but it's been suggested that if you take a air filter, the kind you would use at home in your air conditioning heating system.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you put it on your table so that it's face up, and you put the transfer face up on the air filter and spray it, that the air filter magically eats the overspray. So I've got to try that. Remind me to get an air filter. I think I got one at home somewhere. But the seems like a really cool idea if it works.
Okay, yes, we all make a mess on the floor, on our fingers. I have, because I'm right-handed, I hold everything with my left hand and I spray, and so this ring gets really stuck to everything. But such is the love that we have for these products. All right, and okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. So this Hamilton Beach convection oven is model number 31105D. We've upgraded or downgraded, however you want to look at it. We've gone a little different.
Well, I think it's an upgrade based on it costing a little bit more, but the question would be, what's different about it?
Not too much.
And it says it's 1,500 watts, so I guess time will tell. Cool.
All right, that looks pretty good so far. So that's what I've got so far. And then I'm going to do 2 more little fleur-de-lis, which, by the way, is hard to spell if you don't know how to spell it. Okay, so I'm just hanging it off. Going to pro spray it on, cover it. Let's go back to my top camera so you guys can see. So I have the corner on my heat press, and I'm just using my hip to hold it on there because that's my special trick, I guess. Okay, and I'm just going to line it up. Will you hand me another piece of pro spray? Protective paper, sorry.
Will do.
Thank you, sir.
And our little holder here, which you really can't see, I know we bought that from Uline.
Yeah.
And little things like that really help. So again, keeping your sublimation area clean and organized is certainly the secret to life. And for folks going back to our discussion about mobile, it's absolutely critical that you've got your workflow down. You know who's going to do what, when they're going to do it, you know, and that's the only way you'll ever be successful, you know. And, you know, to be frank, probably your first mobile event is going to be a crash and burn. But after that, you'll say, okay, I got it. Understand what I did wrong, understand what we need to do more of, less of, and then you're good. And as say, you know, there was a time where I said I need to become really good at sublimation, like 25 years ago, and that's when I went to the flea market and, you know, had a lot of fun in some ways, got burned out in others, but certainly it was, oh wow, it was a great learning experience because at that time there were no phones, so to speak, and so everything was done with a scanner. I was scanning photos to put on products, or doing the artwork, of course, for them, and it was a lot of fun. Made a lot of good friends, you know. But yeah, it built up a reputation, and I bet Jeff, you and Sprite had the same thing where you get there, and it's, you know, Saturday and Sunday, of course, and Saturday morning when you get there's a line waiting for you.
Yes, yes.
Because everybody's got a new phone, they got a new car, want a new tag, and word of mouth spreads very quickly. And of course, the magic is doing things extremely fast.
Very fast, very, very fast.
I mean, you make, you know, certainly a couple $1,000s every weekend if you have the right, you know, strategy.
Jessica, it was really good meeting you at Long Beach. I hope that oven works really well for you. Okay, somebody asked me, what do I do with all the stuff I sub on camera? I think they want an apron.
I think you're about to tell them what you're going to do with it, right?
What do I do with it after I sub it on the camera? I usually put it in the lobby.
Oh, that's right. With the sublimation things.
Oh my gosh! Look how good it looks. So we've got full top to bottom. Did I space them out okay? Do they look okay?
They look great.
I'm really OCD, and if they're not spaced right, oh, aggravating. Oh well.
They look great to me.
Oh no, they're a little off. Okay. So, and the last thing I was going to do is I was just going to flip it over on the inside, and I was going to put a little tag on the inside. So
somebody asked, the questions are so fast, which oven is this? This is a Hamilton Beach. This one is a model 31105, D as in David.
D as in David, that's right.
As say, I had to buy another one because we accidentally shipped the oven that was in Long Beach, we shipped it to Santa Clara, and it was time to do another oven. By the way, I just randomly chose a different oven and got it in, and it was back in the box in all of about, 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, we definitely test the ovens. So we got an oven and it didn't have a stay on feature, and I was like, yeah, we can't use that because now every 60 seconds the oven's going to turn off, and that's no bueno.
So we will continue testing ovens and trying to find the perfect. I think the perfect oven for us will be a little bit taller and a little bit bigger, and possibly with 2 convection fans, so that there's a lot of heat circulating in the oven. Can you touch on using a Teflon sheet for sublimation? Yes. In other industries, it's very common to use Teflon. In the sublimation world, using Teflon is pure evil. And the reason is you can sublimate to Teflon. It will not ruin it, but that gas that's now in the Teflon gets on the next product, it touches. So you should avoid Teflon like the plague, except for just a handful of products. And you know, in our instructions we will list them, but putting Teflon, for instance, on the bottom and then putting the product, you do risk getting gas on there. Not good. It would be like reusing the cover paper. It'd be just crazy.
I'm too short.
And then putting, I can lower the camera if you like.
No, that's okay. That's
If
all right.
you use Teflon on top, that's really bad as well. You can sublimate on both sides, and there's your reorder right there.
Isn't that great? And
Very,
look how fancy that
Very,
looks, too.
very elegant, you know. Look,
Super
if
elegant.
you put Teflon on top, you will, it's a moisture barrier. You're trapping moisture. Moisture is ultimately our evil enemy. So ultimately, only use the Teflon on the products, and I think it's like 5 or something. The patches, the mates material, you would use it on it because of that adhesive. The oven mitten, I think, use it.
Yep.
Um,
The patches, the mates, the Subliwrap, the oven mitt. Oh, there's a few things.
There's a
It
few.
always says it in our instructions.
Yeah.
Always. The glitter, the sub-glitter.
Ah.
Some
Yeah, the
things like that.
Subliglitter, and so that's the vinyl. And if you haven't tried, by the way, if you haven't tried the Caesar Easy Subli, we're big fans of it. It really works well for putting essentially vinyl, sublimation vinyl on cotton shirts. Check out, Sprite has a very good video, don't you, Sprite? Aren't you proud of your video? I think you are.
It's okay.
Sprite
it's
did an
okay.
exceptionally good job with her Easy Subli video. So go check it out on Conde TV on YouTube. But it's a great product, and the Caesar folks have been so nice to us. They'll be in our booth in Santa Clara. They were in our booth in Long Beach helping out. They have a great product line. We carry basically the Easy Subli today. And by the way, if you do get it, you need to call our tech support. We're going to install the proper settings for using the Easy Subli. We built the settings, profile, and all that for it. So want to cover one other thing about the way you print with a Sawgrass printer. Really 2 ways. One is through VPM, and I have been told today that they've changed the name of VPM to SPM. I assume that means Sawgrass Print Manager. So I guess if that's true, I got to get used to that. And the other way to print is with our technology, which is called Spectra Fusion. Spectra Fusion is absolutely the best way to get the best detail and best color from programs that are color aware, like Corel and like Photoshop, because we're printing according to Corel and Adobe standards. We integrate directly into their color engine. VPM is of general purpose, meaning you can print to it from any program, and then VPM does the best job it can with color on its own. What we do is we use the Adobe and the Corel color engine. By using their engine, it's going to produce noticeably better color. And it's all free. If you're a Conde client, you're buying your inks from us, or you bought your printer from us, then you can have both. You can use one or the other. They're both free. But I'll tell you, if you're using a color-aware application like Corel, like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign,
Silhouette,
Lightroom, Silhouette users, you can go either way. But I will tell you that you're going to get better results with SpectraFusion. If you're on a Mac, you got to use SpectraFusion, because that way you're absolutely going to get your cut marks.
Okay, guys, it's about that time, and I didn't bring my rules because, anyway, so we're going to do that, play the game that I ask you guys to play all the time. So we're going to play Guess the Weight. So you get to guess the weight of all the blank products that I sublimated today, and if you are the closest to without going over, I will ship you one of each. And Kelly Jordan, please email me. I'll send you this apron, no problem. So here's the rules. You can have one guess per person, only one guess per platform. So you can only guess on YouTube, you can only guess on Facebook. Guesses must be expressed in pounds. So 1.2, 2.3, 3.4, etc. We don't do good with math. One winner on Facebook, one winner on YouTube. You cannot win twice within 6 months. Free shipping within the contiguous United States, and closest to without going over wins. So yes.
Keisha Martin, I want to thank Keisha Martin for asking that question. The fundamentals, just like in football, the fundamentals are so important. If you're not executing the fundamentals, then you're not going to have great success. So people guess? Do you know the weight this time?
I never know the weight. I just guess. Yes, I know the weight.
Are the magic people from upstairs going to
They should know the
in?
weight. Okay, so... All right, so while you guys are busy guessing, I am going to give away some more things. So in addition to guessing the weight, I also ask you to show me the things that you're doing by going to our client gallery and uploading a photo of some recent things that you're working on. We do a huge quarterly gallery contest where we give away $400 in Conde cash for first prize, $200 in Conde cash for second prize, we give away $100 for third prize, and we also give away a $100 participation prize, consolation prize. I don't know what you want to call it.
And the point is that we want everybody to participate, even if you don't think your artwork or your design is, I guess, up to a mature level as some other people. I think you ought to submit it anyway, because all of us started at some point, and I certainly have very poor design skills, good cut and paste. And so I do all I can, but certainly we need your designs. We want to see what you're doing, what's working for you.
And so in addition to the quarterly gallery contest, we also give away a weekly gallery contest, which is worth $25 in Conde cash. And this week's winner is Olivia Lee of Initially Yours. She did this beautiful natural wood keychain. This is U47.99. And just by taking a photo of it, uploading it to our gallery, she has won $25 in Conde cash. So congratulations, Olivia. You will be receiving an email shortly to figure out how to how to use your $25 in Conde cash. So congratulations, Olivia. Beautiful, beautiful keychain. I love the wood. It reminds me of the linen, all this new shabby chic stuff we're coming out with. Super, super cute. So in addition to winning on the gallery contest, you also have a chance to win by telling me how you feel about the products that you're using. So in addition to giving away $25 in a gallery winner, we also give away $25 for a review winner. All you have to do, go to the product that you're using, go down to the bottom of the page, click on the review tab, and leave a review. You have a chance to win. So our winner this week is Tammy Grope. Tammy reviewed... Tammy reviewed our JDW744. That's our linen fabric pillow sham. She says, these are amazing pillow covers, easy to sub, look great, and customers will pay $30 with the pillow. So
awesome.
Thank you, Tammy.
Share
thank
some
you,
designs
Olivia.
with us as well.
Congratulations, guys. All right, so let's see. if I have some winners.
So while she's looking, I've had a couple of comments about what printers are available for sublimation, and obviously I've been doing this longer than most people, and certainly in the early days we only used Epson printers, and then ultimately Ricoh came along and they developed their printers for sublimation, and so the people that use Epson printers absolutely, but they can get the job done. Epson's a great company, and what I would say is that from my point of doing support, which ultimately is client satisfaction, that the nature of these turnkey printers make my job much easier. Epson printers are more put the parts together, and you know, so it's just a little bit more challenging. I know many people that they're very happy with their Epson printer, and that's great. So ultimately, we want whatever you have to work great, because guess what? If it works great, you're in a position to buy the things to decorate with, and that's ultimately what we're after. When we're supporting you, we're just trying to help you be successful. We're doing our part in that equation. And you know, I know of people that use Brother printers for sublimation, Epson printers for sublimation. I know of a few people that have tried to use HP printers. Don't know of anyone that's successful though. But ultimately, we just want you to be successful, and that's why Conde and the way I operate as a sublimation evangelist, I want to be friends with everybody, and because I want to learn from them. I want to see what's working for them, and so that's something that I just enjoy the heck out of learning, and we've got a great team here at Conde, and so ultimately, if we can be of service with whatever the issue is, we certainly will listen to see if we can be of assistance with your success.
Okay, guys, we have some winners. All right, so let me give away some art packs first. So I've got 2 winners on YouTube, 2 winners on Facebook. My 2 winners on YouTube are Karen Cox and Arkansas Made. My 2 winners on Facebook are Janice Farnell and Johnny, oh boy, Bojorquez, Bojorquez, these names. So Karen Cox, Arkansas Made, Janice Farnell, and Janice Farrell and Johnny Bajorquez, please email me swood@conde.com so I can send you your 4 beautiful art packs. Now for the grand, that's right, Arkansas Made, you're up. Okay, now for the grand prize of all of the blanks, I've got 2 winners on Facebook. Vaughn Smith coming through with a correct guess of 2.6 pounds. And on Facebook, Rose Martin Schneider, who had 2.4 pounds. So thank you guys. We had a great week. I have a special guest coming next week. It's not David. He's not going to be here, so I can do whatever I want. So we're going to have a special guest.
She does anyway.
Yeah, true. We're going to have a new game, and I'm looking forward to it. So, guys, if you won, email me, swood@conde.com, so I can send you the stuff.
I thought that person was going with me. No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, it's not that guy. It's a different.
It's somebody else.
It's someone else. I have someone else. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank y'all. Have a good weekend. Have a great weekend. I hope your best team, your favorite team wins.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.